Streaming now. Let's get started. Let me know when you want me to pull the intro card. Geeks in Space.
Give me a couple seconds. I got a couple things like going on.
The audio is going over the stream.
Oh, cool. So they can all hear us now?
Yeah, they can hear you now.
Sweet.
All right. Pulling the intro card now. All four of us are on and streaming. Go.
Ooh, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Geeks in Space. What episode is this?
348.
348. Thanks for tuning in. I am your host, Rob Commander Tacomalda. Before we get too started, I do want to apologize. We've had some technical difficulties recently. We seem to have lost some number of episodes. We haven't tracked down exactly how many yet, and I'm not sure exactly the details. I just found out about it right before we started recording. But we'll track that down. Let's go around the horn and see who we got on the big show today.
Nate.
Good old Nate.
Just Nate.
Good old Nate.
I'm Rob Rosebaum.
I'm Chris DeBona.
And lots of good stuff going on this week. I wanted to start off. There's a story that I put up onto onto my subreddit today. Curiosity killed the Mario. It's another one of those AI machine learning sort of projects that can defeat Super Mario Brothers. Well, it doesn't really defeat Super Mario Brothers,
except level 1-3, apparently. It gets really confused by the change in tile set.
Yeah, well, really what it defeats is Mario's spirit. It ruins his morale.
It's hard being a little plumber, man.
You know, how many times do you really want to rescue the princess before you're like, I sort of want to just read a book tonight?
I disagree. I think. Oh,
especially with all the he's got. By this time he has to have enough in the bank to retire.
Well, those are a lot of coins, right? I mean, ding, 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 he's practically Sonic the damn Hedgehog, picking up all those coins.
It all goes to life insurance premiums, though.
He looks
very risky behavior.
And I heard Luigi's got like a problem, with substances, and so.
Well, this particular AI is it's different because instead of like it trying like to have a goal of like finishing the level, which you can basically like have a rule for like, I got to go this many pixels to the right, and that's how I win. This one was actually it was motivated by curiosity. Was how they defined it, and they had like all sorts of weird results because it was looking for interesting events.
Oh, okay.
It did things like it found pipes, and it did a lot of weird stuff. It also it would speed up and slow down, like it would randomly hold down the speed button because that made for more interesting game apparently.
I'm trying to pretend like
it's going to take over the world. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah,
I think that when
go ahead, Nate.
You and me, man. All right. I think that all anybody really wants, though, is a AI that just tells us what to do. So in this way, I think that Mario has ascended to a new level of bliss. He's completely indifferent to his behavior and just has a computer go around and tell him, hey, go this way. Okay.
Go that way.
I have one of those too, but it's my children.
Well, that's kind of different, right? That's like
the other thing I kind of wonder, though, is really how impressive is that? You know what I mean? Like, how many people have beaten Mario? Tons.
There's an end.
The AI they had that beat Go. Now that is impressive.
But didn't they do that just basically mapping out every single possible board combination of Go and just like?
No, you can't actually. So,
too many.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to get like bigger clouds.
No, it's not a matter of that. I mean, it's literally just there's more Go positions and boards than atoms in the universe. So
it's one of those.
You can't learn the game that way. So
I always like when we summarize problems as ... more atoms than in the universe. that's like a good like way of like mic drop. We're done.
It's like we would have simulated it, but we didn't have enough atoms.
Excuses.
Yeah. But it's really a testament to the human brain that we have mastered this as people with our infinitely small, teeny little sacks of meat.
So Terminator, new trailer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I kind of love the part where he's in the gym and the guy comes out from nowhere and tries to kick him in the back and he just goes, "Ah!" and he doesn't move much. I thought that was.
I like the part where he looks like Bill Hader. Have you guys seen this one? I can tell by Chris's reaction.
No, I've seen the. I thought it was like a black kid in South Africa who did the drop kicking.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But there was also a clip going through YouTube like a couple of days ago with Bill Hader doing impressions, and somebody was using the deep fake algorithm to like real time superimpose the faces, and he did Pacino, I think, or De Niro, and he did Schwarzenegger. But as he's doing the impression, the face is superimposing over top in real time, and it's really pretty creepy. I mean, it hasn't like got over the uncanny valley, but to be fair, I'm not sure that Arnold himself is actually over the uncanny valley.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he's sort of he's not quite human, you know?
I do like that he has like Wallace and Gromit teeth, like but no, the new movie, he's got Schwarzenegger's back, Hamilton is back, Cameron is producing, and Tim Miller, the director of Deadpool.
Which I thought this is a great choice. I mean, this is a person who can make a hell of a movie, right?
It would be good to have something to look forward to. I know we talked enough about Endgame the last couple of episodes, and we're probably all pretty sick of talking to Endgame, despite the fact that I still plan to go see Endgame for my 4th time over the holiday weekend. I have a problem.
I still don't forgive you for spoiling it for me. That was
well, my kid was running around screaming that Darth Vader dies at the end of Endgame. And considering he hates both Star Wars and anything associated with the MCU, I was actually kind of thrilled that he was actually able to ascend to that level of jerkishness.
I don't know, Rob. I mean, the way that you screwed up Solo, Rogue One, The Last Jedi. I mean, at some point, spoiling movies is a fetish. I mean, we should really just link to the episodes. But
don't forget the Jurassic Park reboot.
I know, like
I had no idea
the dinosaurs would be in trouble. That's like the whole thing, and that like some dinosaur would come out of nowhere to eat another dinosaur, but you didn't have to tell us. You know?
That Jurassic Park movie was so rough.
I saw it. It was not very good.
Don't get me started.
Who was the dude that directed that? Because he also did you just see Book of Henry? He did that as well. You should watch Book of Henry.
I've not seen Book of Henry. Does it have dinosaurs?
No, it's like, I guess his idea of what an Amblin sort of movie might be, but it's like genius kid doing genius things, but it's dark and really stupid. And it's like kind of amazing. And the rumor is that the reason that he got yanked from the Star Wars franchise is because the producers saw that and they're like, oh, if you don't have, the Jurassic Park intellectual property, then that's what you're going to do. Awesome. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, but it's kind of hard to tell through genres like that. Like, I love the Deadpool movies, but is he going to make a good Terminator movie?
I don't really see Deadpool and Terminator as being so different.
Not unless this one
powered things running around shooting each other. And
if this one's about the Terminator opening up a franchise of Terminator shops in the future.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fourth wall breaking where it goes maybe. Like, yeah.
I told you I'd be back. Looking right at the camera. So punchable.
Yeah, Linda Hamilton saying, "I'm not going to do pull-ups, but I still hate robots."
She looked super sweet in the trailer with the giant gun. Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. Old ladies with heavy firearms, right? Is a channel I'd watch.
I've been reading Fantastic Four. I went back and I've been reading like 1960s Fantastic Four. So I don't want to spoil anything for you, but I just read The Wedding of Reed Richards and Sue Storm. And let me tell you, the cameos in that, man, that they should make that into a movie.
No. I think it's actually impossible to make Fantastic Four into a movie. I think Plastic Man or Girl or whoever the fuck is Plastic is just too fucking lame. It's weird. So lame.
It's super weird. The other thing that's really kind of freaking me out about it is that I truthfully don't know that I've ever read like Stan Lee dialogue. Like maybe an issue here or there, but like I'm like 400 pages now through of Stan Lee dialogue, and it's just so big and over the top, and I just kind of feel dumber reading it. And I feel like
Sue Storm to be your wife. I do.
It was a different time,
Yeah. Well, these are comic books for kids, because like I've got the other thing on my pile. I just finished Doom, the Grant Morrison Doom Patrol run, and that is like not for kids. Right. Like that's completely the opposite end of the spectrum, and that's only the 80s. So we went a long ways in 15 years.
I think that is why, like, how a lot of us in our generation love the Watchmen. And then I've watched Watchmen with people who haven't had that background in comic books, and they, they think, what's the big deal? Where, if you were really into comic books, you read Watchmen, it was fantastic because of that Stan Lee thing, even the most popular ones were still sort of for kids.
So when Watchmen came out, I don't remember how long ago it was. I'm sure we talked about it during Geeks in Space. I took my team at work to Watchmen because we like going to movies, and so we all went there. And that scene, the sex scene, that's like an hour long, and I'm sitting next to probably my most conservative employee at the time, this young woman, and I'm just like dying inside.
What have I done?
I'm like, oh my God, no. Can you just please change scenes? I don't want to see Owl Guy and what's her name anymore. No.
I was more disturbed by the scene of Dr. Manhattan walking across Vietnam, and you see that he's uncircumcised.
Yeah.
Important quote straight from the comic.
If you watch the edited version, like
is that what you call circumcision?
On regular cable TV, they replace it just with a big smirk.
Oh.
They should just put like Mickey Mouse like boxer shorts.
Yeah.
Watchmen might be like the last thing not owned by Disney at this point.
Yeah, well, HBO's redoing it now.
I know. I'm actually super excited about it, but
I'm cautiously excited about it.
Isn't it it's like the Star Trek Discovery people, or not Discovery? The what's the new one?
Oh, the Picard thing?
No.
Star Trek. Let's have all the characters from Star Trek show up in season 2 because nobody watched season 1.
Oh.
And Tig Notaro, don't forget she's in that one too.
She's not bad. She's a little too fourth wall breaky,
She is.
It's like
I kind of like her. She's
I like her. She's good. She's like, you guys are idiots. I'm just gonna go back to my work.
Yeah, she's kind of robotic and detached, like you would assume a engineer trapped on a planet by herself forever would be.
It's way better than Simon Pegg's take on Scotty from the reboot series. For your,
I don't know. The first time around was okay, but just the reboot series, it just devolved.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan.
And also, and Benedict Cumberbatch's Khan, it's just like he was like a black hole for the every time he was on stage, it was like raw,
There's just too much people falling off of things or hanging on to things for me.
Yeah.
I had the same problem with The Hobbit. There was too many things being chased and people chasing things.
Wait. So your beef with The Hobbit is they were walking a lot or running?
No, the actual
book, man.
Bilbo falling.
Half that movie is
like him running to drop some shit in the trash,
Yeah, half that movie is him doing the scene from Temple of Doom over and over again, And now down the river. And now something's in the tree chasing us. Yeah.
So in terms of actual reboot stuff that I'm wanting to see, Keanu Reeves has a video. Bill and Ted apparently has been shot, and they're doing Bill and Ted 3 Face the Music. And I want this to be good.
Who doesn't want it to be good? I mean, come on, Wild Stallions, the Doctor Who metaphor for the going through time again. I mean, it'd be great,
And it's a good time for him, the John Wick stuff. He's never been more popular.
John Wick 3 was fun.
Was it? I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. No, it's worth it.
Don't spoil it.
Without spoiling one thing, which is that to watch a man get armor-piercing rounds to blow heads off of people wearing helmets, pretty sweet.
Oh. So he shoots people in this one?
What?
Yeah,
I mean, to be fair,
he spoiled it again.
Jeez, Rob.
Do they kill a dog or is it some other pet?
There are dogs.
Oh, all right.
Like goldfish. Does like the bad guys say, "Oh, Mr. Wick."
Flushes it down the toilet.
I don't know though. The first one, the puppy was really freaking cute. He was sweet, and he was a man on the verge. So that's
and normally in a movie like that, you kill the wife, and I think we're all pretty sick of that cliche.
Already dead.
Right. So to use the dog, I don't know. It was a good twist on a well overused trope.
Well, if you think about it, though, you know, Theon Greyjoy just killing a dog, this is like a major advance. You know,
The good news, I guess, is I think Chris, were you the one that got it right on guessing who would become the Game of Thrones winner?
I'm not sure. It might have been Bates, but you know, the problem is, you know, Bates was the one who was supposed to upload that episode. You know, and
Is that what happened?
yeah, I mean, because we're supposed to, you know, blame whoever couldn't show up today, right? So, yeah, I mean, it's Hemos all the way, man. So
I
blame it. Spoil Game of Thrones.
I blame it possibly on our use of Microsoft Link as our recording platform.
Microsoft Link. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we probably should have shaken that off a little while ago. You know?
So, what's the plot to the new Bill and Ted?
Doesn't matter.
So, according to my wife, who I would like to note has seen the original in the theaters more than a dozen times.
Oh, that's a lot of time.
Yeah, like, really. They're
Even
now,
Chris, he was about to take credit for watching it a bunch. Like, oh no, it doesn't.
Oh, yeah, okay.
right. I'm like around 5 maybe, but maybe in the theater only once. No, the premise of it is that they're now like in their late 40s, 50s, however old Keanu Reeves is in 2019, and they have not yet written the song that saves the world, and so they have to go on an adventure in order to get the song written. You know, and I'm hoping that Station and Death are along for the ride.
Tell me they AI animate George Carlin.
I really hope they don't.
No
but
way.
that's the wild card, right? Who do you put in that role?
As long as it looks better than, you know, young, you know, the dude in Tron Legacy. Jeff Bridges. When they made young Jeff Bridges, I'm like, no.
The Marvel stuff is generally so good that when you see it done so bad, it's really painful.
Well, I mean, the thing is, they've been doing that Robert Zemeckis bad, scary, creepy version of young and alternative humans for years, and it's like, dude, just drop that technology and just drop kick that shit.
If it's good enough for Michael Jackson and Tupac, it's good enough for Carlin.
Listen, Tupac didn't die, so it's easy to animate him. You just have him come out of his secret volcano lair.
Or maybe I saw that the Dark Crystals sequel coming out. Maybe they just have a George Carlin puppet.
Are they going to
Crystalier
puppeting the Dark Crystal sequel?
This time it's personal. No,
I would see the Dark Crystal if they used puppets again.
Yeah,
they are using puppets.
Are they animated puppets or real puppets?
They had to fight because the studio wanted to use CGI, but they got together with Henson's workshop, which is run by his daughter, I think.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is puppets again.
That's great. I've missed the Henson puppets since, you know, Farscape, you know? I mean,
the Skeksis are in it. It's about 3 Gelflings who figure out what the Skeksis are doing, and they go and fight them and try to save the planet.
If you're interested in Muppet-related activity, there's
You've been looking at my browser search history. What's going on?
There's a YouTube channel, Defunct Land.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
He does like Disney stuff, but he's got a series that he's doing right now on the Muppets. And he went way back to like the 50s and has like a bunch of clips of like Jim Henson doing like Kermit before he was even like a frog. He was like just sort of vaguely Kermit-like. And he's tracking all through like all the weird. There's a ton of stuff that he did in the 60s that I didn't even know existed.
So if you Google image search for Muppet karaoke, you'll see a picture of me doing karaoke with some Muppets. So I just wanted to share that with you, my friends.
Well done.
I think I must have Save Search on. I'm just not getting that.
You're getting maybe the opposite. Like you have bad search, so you're getting the really nasty Muppets. Seems like there should be a version that is that, like the opposite of safe. I really want unsafe.
There were some couple bad years for Sweetums after the show got canceled. And he had to do what he had to do. You know?
So I watched that terrible
McCarthy
movie where she's like the Happy Time Murders or whatever.
Is this Sweden?
It's terrible.
Wait,
yeah,
stop.
I watched it. And
maybe I missed the part of the conversation where we transitioned from Muppets, happy, nice Muppets, over to horrifying Muppets.
I mean,
Like,
they're produced by the Jim Henson Company.
it was
Like
Nate's.
an adult.
I never saw the Happy Time Murders. Is it a Muppet-oriented murder show?
It is a quasi comedy with puppets.
Okay,
And,
like
Melissa
Roger
McCarthy,
Rabbit.
right? Yeah, Melissa McCarthy is the female lead role,
She's
and
fine.
her co-star is a puppet. The premise is that puppets are real and they live in this world and they're like second-class citizens, kind of.
Like Alien Nation.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Alienation, but with puppets. And instead of the weird space drugs, they snort sugar. And
I just
and
did
do
it.
all
Come on, man.
spoiler alert. At the
I
end of the
hope.
movie, you figure out, or actually about halfway through, it turns out Melissa McCarthy has puppet blood in her. She's part puppet.
I
So-
know.
You know,
That's
that's
where you
really
want a little bit of puppet in
like
you.
a deep philosophical tone and can really analyze the hard issues of our day with Melissa McCarthy and puppets.
Well,
Yeah.
well, then there's also Happy on Netflix with the guy from SVU.
Oh, Rob likes that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then what's his name? Patton Oswalt does the
Patton
voice of the
As Happy.
as Happy the floaty
The
elephant.
Pegasus. No, he's a Pegasus.
Pegacorn.
He's
Yeah,
a Pegacorn.
yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
I do not recommend that. I couldn't make it through the first episode.
So we're getting close to 21 minutes, which is well past any.
It's more
Why?
longer than average.
You know, it is. But
Does anybody got something else good they want to get off their chest before next week?
Nate.
Satisfactory is pretty cool.
Satisfactory is super cool. And I wanted to point out that Nate is actually wearing the headphones that he wore during the original Geeks in Space some 20 years ago. So he pulled those out of a box somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I thought
These are my. Yeah. Well, I've been wearing them continuously for 15
Right.
years, but
Do you ever take them off the Q-tip, or is it just like packed solid in there?
It's just like solid with wax.
Oh my God.
yeah. Yuck. No.
So Nate,
I wish
I have an important question for Nate. Do you have wet or dry earwax, according to 23andMe? It's an important distinction. Because like if you're a wet earwax person, it would have fallen into the cups at some point and built
That's
up.
true.
Dry, you just would have clogged up, right?
I am a maker. I like to solve problems with technology. So I have developed a vacuum system which actually works through my existing audio cable.
Oh, nice.
And just every once in a while I clear the filter. But otherwise, yeah.
Wait, it's not like a straw, right? It's not like a straw. You're not like your own earwax, because that'd be super. Like I'd probably have to throw up.
No, I used the air pressure imbalance from my my laptop fan to create a low pressure area, get that earwax down my audio cable. Little tray inside my laptop that I use to collect it, scrape it out.
Apply it to door hinges.
This is like using the drip tray and a ThinkPad keyboard to make drinks.
Not a squeaky door in Nate's house.
Nope. long lasting hinge lubricant.
Nate's earwax is rated for space use.
This is precisely the time for us to drop the mic, because this is disgusting.
Wait, let me click on the outro card. So, Rob, why don't you take us out? The outro card is showing.
All right. Hey, thanks for listening to Geeks in Space. We'll check into the technical difficulties that caused us to have a few of the previous episodes uploaded. We'll let you know if we figure anything out maybe next week. If not, tune in next time. Thanks to my guests. Go
Nate. All right, I'm sending stuff off. All right.